Hi everyone, it's Miss Judy. Welcome to Kids Formation. Let's start with our calendar. The last time we looked at our calendar together, we were still in the season of Lent. Then we continued in Lent, and then we had Easter Sunday, which started a new season. Now you can see that we are in the season of Easter. Easter is so special that we get 50 days to say, Happy Easter! Jesus did a lot of teaching, and one way that Jesus taught was to tell stories. People love stories. We remember stories really well. And Jesus told stories to teach important things about God. We call the stories that Jesus told parables. There was a time when Jesus was teaching, and they were talking about that God says to love God and love your neighbor. And someone asked Jesus, well, who is my neighbor? And that's a pretty good question, because sometimes we think our neighbor is just the person who lives right next door, or maybe the people who live on our street. But Jesus had an answer that was much, much bigger than that. So Jesus told a story about a man who was injured and lying on the side of the road. And people would have been interested to hear what was going to happen. And Jesus said that a person came down the road. And it was the kind of person that the people listening would have thought, oh, good, he'll help. And Jesus kept telling the story, and that man did not help. That would have been really shocking to the people listening to Jesus. But Jesus kept going with the story, and another man came down the road and saw the injured man, and the people must have thought, oh, good, this is the kind of person that will help. And that man didn't help either. So Jesus continued his story, and he told about the next man who came down the road. And in the story, that third man was someone that the people listening to Jesus wouldn't have liked. It was someone from another place that they didn't like. And so when Jesus said that a Samaritan came along, the people listening probably thought, oh, well, he's never going to help. But Jesus surprised them, because that man did help. He went out of his way to help this stranger who was wounded and on the side of the road. And so Jesus answered the question of who is my neighbor in a way that teaches us that our neighbor isn't just the person next door or the people on our street or the people that are like us. Everyone is our neighbor. And we should be kind to everyone. Now, this story is so well known that it gets called the Good Samaritan, and people know it so well that even today, someone who helps a stranger is called a Good Samaritan. Now you can look at this. This story has a lot more details than what I shared. So you can look at this story in your Bible, in a Bible storybook, or even in a video. And now we have a chance to do something to help a stranger. In your packet was a coloring page. A coloring page with a rainbow on it. To remember the parable of the Good Samaritan, you can be a good neighbor and color in this picture and mail it to the organization Color a Smile, and they will send it along to someone else who will be cheered up by receiving your beautiful coloring. Take care, everyone.